Struggling with prop firms? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to make a different kind of video, right? It's going to be human instincts versus, indicators based on algorithms, personal customized settings. So what we'll do, and you can see when all these are favoritized, right? Like these are just basically simply because I just try to backtest every single one over the when I was trying out different strategies over the years. You can see ICT kill zones, obviously support resistance. So that's what we're going to be working on. Obviously I trade the breaker retest, which obviously you need support resistance zones. So what we'll do is let's get the famous ones, right? I mean, you can see here 36,000 people like downloads, if you want to call it. So let's chuck a few in. And how many is it gonna let me? Let's chuck some of these in. And I don't want to put in too many. I'll be bringing myself in, but then obviously I just want you to focus on the charts. Okay, first of all, what a mess. Obviously makes sense because the amount of indicators I basically like to use two. One is the session indicator, tells me what session obviously we're in. I don't use it as much anymore. Obviously I can just look at the clock, but let's get rid of some of these. Do we need that one? I mean, that looks pretty decent. What I mean is I don't want it to be too clogging up the charts. Actually, you know what, let's remove all of these and then I'll just bring them in bit by bit. We'll keep that one because I think this one was the one with the majority of the downloads. Which one was this one? Yeah, I'll get rid of that one as well. Okay, so we've got obviously this one over here. I think so. It was this the one with the 35,000 downloads, and we're going to be using the GBPUSD. One of the notorious pairs, known for its volatile. I mean, the way it moves sometimes is absolutely insane. So now, I'm looking at some of these levels, and they're okay, but it's missing a hell of a lot of the levels as well. But if I go to settings, does it let me customize some of these? I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. Okay, so we got some of these levels. Now, the way I like to keep things, obviously, if you've been watching my YouTube channel, for a long time, I like to simplify trading. The breaker retest is basically my bread and butter. And also, just before we go ahead, I just want you to see, right? This is the amount of extensive work that I've put in over the years. This is on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, one blue line to one blue line is 1 week, and one red line to one red line is 1 month. We're on the 4-hour time frame. So I mean, this is how it lags. This is how slow it is. This is what JPY is with my bread and butter for many years. So you can see the amount of data I've collected over, right? And this was the period of time I collected this amount. This is about 2 years ago when I was just backtesting all this, I just wanted to refine the strategy, right? And I was just trying to find things to improve, and obviously GJ at the time proved a very healthy pair to trade. So anyways, moving forward, so get this tool out, the brush. Okay, so we got, this is a decent level. It's a good level. And let's just quickly plot in obviously what the indicator is showing, and obviously what I personally would go off myself. So we got this level over here as well, got this level over here as well. I mean, this level, but this one's obviously this one's getting respected, as you can clearly see. This is good over here, this makes sense, but then there's few here as well. And I'm just scroll a bit higher. This is good as well, and this marked out. I mean, see, the thing about indicators, right? And even if I actually watch this. Let's suppose I put this on a playback. So now sometimes, I don't know if it's going to do it here right now. If I just hit play, you see as these are going forward, right? Don't just go off these. So I'll give you an example. Sometimes it'll work. So you can see over here, this is saying this is a resistance level. right? This is not how I draw my, how I would recommend that you draw your support resistance levels. Let me actually show you. You're better off. Look at this, right? Does that make sense? This is a better level, right? Now you want to align your candle bodies and your wicks, and you want to obviously, this is something I go into a lot more detail when I teach my students, but you know, it's the wicks alone ain't enough, candle bodies ain't alone ain't enough. You want to look at and get the bit, you know, obviously the miles what time frame you use as well, right? But you can see just that little small correction, right? This is a trade that we could have capitalized on. So this was a resistance, clean rejection, price breaks through, comes back down, we test the zone out, and boom, you know. Oh, by the way, I got a comment on my one of the comments. I can see obviously a nice, you know, a 1 to 6 risk reward. Go to a smaller time frame, and obviously price comes up, got the double top indication, price will come down. This is a bearish signal pattern, price does come down, then we get a little bit wick, you know, a few wick rejections. Now why does this these wicks at the top, which is indicating super strong bearish candles, right? Because the wicks at the top are a lot way bigger than the bodies, right? But it has no value. Why? Because simply because the bearish candles are forming above the support. When they do that, they have no value in my eyes, right? So when price does that, look at this, we are above support, so these have no value, you know, no value to me. But look at this, as these bearish candles come down, they're becoming, the candle bodies, they're becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. By the way, again, you know, obviously these kind of things are still gonna take practice, take time, and you know, the most time you spend on the charts, the better you'll become. Let's go to a small time frame and look for a possible potential for a entry. Now look at this, we are forming a inverted head and shoulder pattern, indicating a bullish push, potential push to the upside, right? And if I take this to another level, right, look at this, we create new lows, right? You know, we're going lower and lower. This low, let me just draw this out clean. Let's change the color of this. Yeah, all colored it white, so you definitely stick out. So this low, look at this, we're just going lower until we reach this low, and that's why this indicator's put this support level here, right? Which in this case, obviously I'm on a 2-minute time frame, yeah, but obviously then what happens after that? We create, you know, now price is creating a new high and a higher low. Look at this. So this high has broken all this previous structure, if you want to call it, the previous highs, but then failed. So basically now, and also we got to invert the head and shoulder. So now it's like, okay, now I can start focusing on, you know, taking potential buys. So if you want to take an entry from here, and obviously you can tighten up your stop loss even more, but that's still a little bit too early for my liking. Why? You see this high over here, which again this indicator is not showing on the 1-minute time frame, is a resistance. And now, just one moment, put that back. Look at this, breaks through, price coming down, right? And now we got a retest, and we got a rejection, huge bullish engulfing candle, and now price comes down to retest this high. Does that make sense? This is ideally, like, you would call it a sniper entry, if you want to, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but this is how you do them, get them clean, super clean entries. And we just, as a surgeon, we're just dissecting this, right? That's all we're doing, right? We're just dissecting this, you know, from the meat right straight down to the bone, and taking it a step further, and you know, right into the, you know, DNA, or you know, whatever you want to call it, particles, atoms, and that's basically what we're doing. So now remember that 1 to 6 or whatever, so let's see what it's now. Okay, look at this. So now, obviously, because I reduced the stop loss, but now I've increased it just to play on the safe side. But normally, if you're in the 1-to-1 mentorship, everyone knows I have used a very, very tight stop loss. So let me just refine that. I pretty much use like a 4 to 5 pip stop loss. So then yes, that 1 to 6 almost now on 1 to 7. So is the indicator doing a good job so far? It's okay for this particular example. You know, it's what would I rate this out of 10? I would probably give it a 4 or a 3. So yeah, at least not okay, it's below okay. And then obviously that refinement. So indicators, I personally would not recommend them. Trust me. Okay, this one is okay. This one's okay, right? So let's just actually mark up some of these levels where you can draw zones. So now this is another confusion comes, right? This is where another confusion comes. Should you mark it this or should you mark this? Right now, obviously, it's not. How can I say this? You want to zoom out, right, and look at your major rejections. Where are you getting more rejections from? It's simple logic. So look at this. What this? Now another thing. The indicator is failing. Now obviously the indicator you can say is marking lows, you know, or wick rejection highs or wick rejection lows. However you want to look at it, right? But this is where your own personal experience has, you know, will come into play as well, because this one that I marked, obviously you see prices rejected it, right? But this is, look at the way I'm marking my zones as well. You know, this one over here, right, this one over here is a low, but then if I was to drag this across, you know, it's like, yeah, it breaks through. Then I mean, where do you really even enter from? And where you could tell about your input entry, but you can see how exactly how clean this one is. You can see how clean this one is. Okay, maybe the first, probably the better example that we've had so far is going to be this one from the indicator, and you can see price breaks out. Now don't go on, obviously we drag it backwards as well, and you can see a resistance here, resistance, price breaks through, right? If you're an absolute beginner, you can probably use this tool, but my own personal advice, you know, I think this is more than anything might just mess up your zones, to say the least. Yeah, more than anything, it might just mess up your zones. Because this is definitely not how I mean, yeah, see, this is not how I would draw my zones. I normally like to go off, like, you know, if I was to draw my zone, yeah, at least I'm getting some kind of a reaction from my zone. If I look at this, let's change the color of this so you can see better. And again, I just made it white again. So look at this, breakthrough, retest, rejection, whatever you want to call it. Price heads up, price breaks through, retest that same area. Does that make sense? This one here, price breaks through. Look, we're not even retesting it. All we're doing is breaking through. Here, we break this huge bearish candle, just breaks through. That's all we're doing. So, I mean, even if I was to mark up this one over here, look at this, right? Mark up this one, just breaking through. You know, this is not really a retest, a very, very late retest. If price, another thing, price retests your zone after a very long time, don't trade off that. Don't trade off that, because think about it. After all this time, if buys brought the price all the way back up here, you know, buys probably brought it up after a long time, after a lot of struggle, with a big strong intent, then it might just have a high chance of breaking through. If we get an early break through if we get a break through the zone and then we get an early retest, they normally work out better. Look at this breakout, early retest, early rejection, boom, straight down. That's ideal. And I mean, it's super simple at the end of the day. But again, practice makes perfect. Watch these videos over and over again. And if you have been struggling with trading for us many years, and you still, you know, want to learn, I trade probably the most simple strategy. You know, link will be in the video description. You can join the Discord community with about plus 1,500 members. I'm just showing how to pass these prop firm challenges in one trade, 0.5% risk, so 1 to 15, just pass phase 1 in one trade. Just passing 2 prop firms in one day. I'm risking 0.5% only. This is one of the students with number 4 on the FTMO leaderboard. You can check out testimonials. It's all about transparency, you know, so you can check out what's the other one, funded certificates, passing students, you know, student success, whatever you want to call it. Me posting my certificates, you know, passing challenges in 1-2 days of only a few trades. So yeah, it's all about transparency. So yeah, link will be in the video description, you can check that out. Okay, coming back to the point. So now that we know that this indicator is an absolute disaster, in my, you know, because I'm not just gonna give something credit that no, I'm not getting a little bit of credit if you don't deserve it. So I mean, because let's just turn that back on for a second. 1 minute, just turn that on for okay. I mean, some of these over here, if you notice, right, if you notice which indicators is it really, this is what I hate about indicators as well, right? Because let's put this on the playback. I want to see if it does something that I'm expecting it to do. Right, put it on playback. Right, it's not even marking where the support is, right, until this area over here, right? But price is just broken through. Do you understand how lagging this is? Do you understand how lagging it is? Right? Let's put some playback again one more time. Just press play. Right. Straight away you can tell price is holding its ground here. Right? Whether we win the trade or we get successful breakout, whatever you want to call it. Well, this is obviously, I'm guessing, free. I don't know if we have any news, but whether we have or not. Right? Whether we've had news or not. Go to a small time frame. You know, you can take a look at this. Price obviously accepts it as, you know, is this zone as support. Strong bullish engulfing, you know, strong support, but it comes totally back down, breaks through, rejects, and obviously now in this case, the break and retest was still successful. I want to make this very clear. The break and retest still was successful. The only thing that it's unsuccessful in is giving us the large amount of pips that we needed to make a successful 1 to 4, 1 to 5, 1 to 6 trade. However you want to look at it, right? Now, price breaks through again, right? So now you can obviously start. I mean, look at this. Huge breakout, rejection, boom. It works, right? Now, if you go to a small time frame, obviously pick a certain time, one time frame. You know, pick one time frame and don't start. I'm just doing this for example purposes for you guys, but I mean, you can even see over here. Like, let me just turn this indicator off first of all, so you can see what I'm about to show you. Where's it gone? Is it this one here? Yes, it is. Okay, what is he over here, right? Price was creating lows until what happens? Price created a new high, breaking the structure. Obviously, we are still bearish at this point. We are still bearish. Let me make that very clear. We are still bearish until this forms, and this was the game changer, right? We're making lows. Price creates a high, higher low. Now, this is another next problem. This one over here failed to break this high, so we are still not. With basically, okay, we're not making any more new lows, but we're not making any more new highs. So what do? We don't take a guess and take an entry. That'll be foolish of us to do so. You're supposed to sit on your hands. Remember, even waiting is part of trading. You're still trading. Now we're creating, you know, new lows, and at this point, we have created no more new highs. We're just going lower, right? Until if we broke this 100% confirms we are strongly still bearish, right? But here at this point, we're not breaking this, so price is still holding its ground. So at the time, again, we're not making new highs and we're not making new lows. Well, obviously this miniature small mini bearish trend, until price comes and just blasts through this, right? It just obviously it's like a pressure cooker, right? Or it's like a kettle. This eventually it's all building up. All that pressure is going to give one way, whether it's a bullish or bearish, it's going to give eventually one way. But in this case over here, it just blasts straight through, and then when it comes down, right, and look at this, breaks these structure points, obviously broken all this here, all these structure points, closes above. Now price is coming down just for formality, or you know, whatever you want to call it, just to, you know, test here. Obviously it could have come straight down, but again, you gotta wait. Bearish, then bullish engulfing, and now look at this structure here. is now holding as the new support. This was a little bit of a resistance area as well, got wick rejections. Price now is testing this as support. Take the bloody buy. Super simple. A lot of wick rejections. We're still bearish, a bullish, huge bullish engulfing, super strong bullish, no wick at the top, super strong bullish engulfing candle pattern. Stops below the zone over here, and damn is the sky, I mean the sky the limit. We're going to keep things very realistic. 1 to 6, 1 to 5, yeah, and obviously you can even see over here, this should give you the confidence to hold anyway. You got like a bullet, like a trend line form, so price is definitely, you know, we're going bullish higher. So I mean, if you broke below this, you can either trail your stop loss up to here, or what you can even do is end your trade early and secure the TP, the profits, if price broke this. But I mean, this is just some of the ways, man. This is just some of the ways how you can just take trades and mark up your zones, and you know, so on. There was a comment, I just want to make sure go over it. Someone saying on my one of the, I think it's, I can't remember which video it was, and it was on one of the videos, you know, saying that, oh, I don't know how, you know, I can learn from watching this video, how to, you know, something like that, again, from zones or something like that. I'm probably one of the only few YouTuber traders, whatever you want to call it, right, in the space that shows how to pass these prop firm challenges on a consistent basis. I post a video every 2 days, it only takes 20 minutes of my time, right, on a consistent basis. I don't show no flashy lifestyle, I don't show none of this flexing and all that, you know. I just show how you become a master of the charts. Not a master is a bit of a strong word, but how you become comfortable with the charts. I think that's probably the better word. That whenever you come on the charts, you don't get frightened by them, you don't know, that there's no confusion, right? And there's no one else that probably does it like me. And if there is, obviously there might be, obviously I'm not saying, you know, there might be, and obviously huge props to them, but obviously from my side, from my own personal, I'm trying to do what the information I personally believe, the information that I give people offer it as a crazy amount of fee for paying for a course. They don't come forward themselves. Like in my one-to-one mentorship, once you're in for life. It's a one-time payment, right? And it's very affordable even for the average 9-to-5 worker, because I'm just trying to help as many people as I possibly can. I don't work with beginners. I think if someone works with beginners, it just shows that they're a scam, simply because where does he get all this time to work with beginners? If you already have a little bit of experience, all I do is just push you in the right direction. That's it. Well, anyways, I hope you found value from this. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Take care. I'm out.